What's going on? Mic check. What's going on, guys? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Just give it a few more minutes. I'm tweeting out some links here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. What's going on, guys? Hopefully you had a good weekend. Hopefully everybody in here had a great weekend. Also, guys, let me know if my mic is good. Haven't been live streaming this entire weekend, so this feels weird. Hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's Day and weekend. I'm going to go ahead and get started here in a few seconds. Unfortunately, I spent a lot of money this weekend as well. Right there with you. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. So, Showdown Slate. For you guys who did not play the Rising Star Challenge, this was Friday. We did absolutely amazing because Team World had a lot of low usage guys. Team USA had a lot of high usage guys. As you guys know how that works out. If you think back to, and I use this example in my video when I posted about the Rising Stars Challenge. Think back to a couple years ago when the Warriors had a ton of usage guys. They had Durant, they had Klay Thompson, they had Steph, they had Draymond, they had DeMarcus Cousins, right? This was last year. I don't know why I said a couple years ago. All of their price tags were decently high, right? This is, of course, just thinking about a full roster. Okay, just think of this in DFS terms. And then they're playing somebody. I mean, you can literally use any other team as an example. But their price tags made little to no sense, okay, because they were adjusted upward, and you kind of had to throw a dart at whoever it was to kind of guess who was going to do well. A good example of this, Boston Celtics this year, right? If they're all fully healthy and all the price tags are around that mid 6 to 7K range, it's kind of hard to pinpoint because all of those guys have really good usage and they're all very good players. Think about that, okay, when picking your lineups tonight. Because Team LeBron, let's look at the roster. They have LeBron, they have AD, they have Doncic, they have Harden, and they have Leonard starting for them. Okay, I'm going to go over the spreadsheet in just a second. But those are all very high usage guys. Okay, they're all fantastic players. And Giannis drafted the sucker of the two. It's Giannis, Embiid, Siakam, Walker, Young. You look at that roster, and they literally have 2 3-point shooters on that starting roster. They have Young and Walker. Whereas if you look over here to Team LeBron, LeBron can obviously shoot the 3-ball. AD, okay, we won't include him. Doncic, Harden, Leonard are all 3-point shooters. In a contest that supports 3-point shooting, you're looking at this roster from LeBron. There's 4 guys. Okay, 4 guys who can shoot the 3-ball. Whereas on Team Giannis, there's really only 2. Yeah, Giannis is going to shoot a couple threes. But when you're looking at the usage of an exhibition game, the team that's going to benefit more is going to be somebody like Team Giannis. Okay, and I tried to reiterate this in my video. So I'm taking a very hard stance personally on a couple guys, and I'll tell you who those guys are. Obviously from Team Giannis, there's the highest usage guy in Giannis. He's the highest usage guy in the entire NBA, and surprisingly, he actually shoots the most in regular season, 23.4 shots per 36 possessions, okay? And then we look down the list here. I mean, they're really not too high of usage guys. I mean, you can make an argument for Embiid, but in a game that really favors 3-point shooting, it's really not going to be, he's not going to be that great of an option. Siakam, obviously not high usage. Walker, really not high usage, and so is Young. So you're looking at this roster here. And I'm just talking about starters right now. Team Giannis is going to heavily favorite Giannis as far as usage, okay? Whether it be assisting, whether it be dunking the ball, whether it be distributing, shooting, whatever it may be, Giannis is going to be involved in a lot of these plays, okay? And then, I mean, you're obviously, you're going to have to take a stance on somebody like Trae Young because he's the only three-point shooter, true point guard here, besides Kemba, that these two are the only guys competing for shots, really. I mean, to be shooting a three ball, and Young's coming off a pretty good performance in the Rising Star competition. So I have to admit, Giannis and Young, if you're going to lock two people, those are going to be the guys I'm locking. Okay, I'm taking a very hard stance on a couple people, and those two are going to top my list. I'm not saying I have 100% exposure, but you know, if you're playing double ups or you're playing single entry, those guys are going to get up a ton of shots, high usage for Team Giannis. Now let's flip over to the LeBron side of the ball, right? I mean, do you guys want to take over the live stream and tell me who's going to step up in this picture? Because I don't really know. I'm not going to recommend anybody, and that's the problem. This is more set in stone here, and these guys are not. Okay, LeBron, I mean, obviously he's going to go for MVP with the whole Kobe Bryant narrative, obviously with the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant, it being named after, or the MVP trophy being named after Kobe. It would make sense that LeBron's going to probably go all out tonight, and he has performed very well in these all-star competitions. So with considering that, on top of him having so much ownership tonight, just with him being the highest price person besides Giannis from Team LeBron. Team LeBron's favored. He's going to carry high use, or he's going to carry high ownership as well. So Doncic, I mean, think flashy. Doncic is going to shoot the ball. Is Doncic really going to be involved? I mean, sure, with 3-point shooting, but is he going to be as involved as somebody at like Trae Young for $200 cheaper? I mean, no, he's not. Kemba Walker, I mean, he could easily put up more shots than Doncic on the other side of the ball. Harden did not perform well last All-Star competition. What can Harden really do? Is he going to go out there and draw fouls in the All-Star game? He's not. So you're looking at people who this is going to benefit from LeBron's side of the ball, and we know Kawhi Leonard's not aggressive in these types of things. He doesn't really care. He's going to shoot. He's going to throw a couple assists here and there, but really he has not performed well in these competitions as well. So if I'm targeting somebody from Team LeBron, it's going to be LeBron James. Okay? Also, guys, feel free to go ahead and enter any questions you have into the chat because, again, this is very, very crucial. It's like it's so straightforward that I get frustrated when I see these double up lineups have people like Harden, Doncic, and Kawhi in there, and it's like over people like Trae Young, and even like Embiid, Siakam. I mean, they just have more usage on the other side of the ball, guys. They just do, and I get frustrated because if you look at Roto, and I just want to show you this. I'm going to pull up Roto Grinders here. I'm going to pull up Roto because this is frustrating. I haven't changed these projections at all. Okay. I'm going to run 150 projections and let's see what Roto is going to give me here. Okay. They don't have ownership projections, unfortunately. Yeah. Is Harden going to go out there and draw fouls? No, he's not. Look at this. James Harden tops the list. Are you kidding me? James Harden on the team LeBron's going to go out there and dominate, going to go out there and bounce it off the backboard and create assists for people. He can't even create assists for his own team. I mean, think about it, guys. James Harden is probably not going to be the highest scoring guy on this entire team, okay? Let alone of the whole entire night. He's not going to be the highest scoring guy in LeBron, probably. Giannis, okay, I can agree with that. Good job, bro, though. But Doncic is up here over Trae Young. It could happen, but it's probably not going to. Trae Young's going to be putting up a lot more shots unless Trae Young misses all the shots. Why is Sabonis up here? Is Sabonis projected over 25 minutes like these other guys? No. Kawhi Leonard played 19 minutes in his last All-Star competition. Yes, it changes every single year. But guys, let's go ahead and just run through this. I used last year's projections here. Okay, for minutes. So last year, Giannis got 27. I'm going to pin him at 27. That's pretty conservative. Embiid, he got 23. Actually, I can pull that up here. Actually, I have it up here. Yeah, so Embiid had 23. Now, these rosters are changing, and I factored that into some of my minute building because they don't have minutes up for Roto. Embiid, 24. Young's going to be 29 because they have very thin rotation at guards, okay? They have Middleton, Mitchell, Lowry, and Butler, okay? And I pinned Ingram down here because he's I pinned him at 13 because he's actually, coming back from an injury. So we don't really know how many minutes he's going to play. So we look up and down here. You want to take guys that make the most sense value-wise when looking at Giannis. Okay, now that let's start Team Giannis. Let's start focusing on the guys that are going to make the most sense, shoving these guys into your lineups, okay? So you look at somebody like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's going to come in for this guard play, either for Walker, Young, or Giannis. I don't really know how the rotations are going to look, but he's going to be playing about 20 minutes, okay? Jimmy Butler would be another good guy to target, but then you look down here. Middleton got 22 minutes last All-Star game. 22 minutes for Team Giannis. So this might happen again. There's a very good possibility this might happen again. 20 minutes at 3.2K. Okay, now let's look over to let this marinate in your brains for a little bit. Let's go over here to Team LeBron. Jason Tatum, the lowest. All right, we'll take CP3. CP3, the lowest scoring guy, or the lowest the cheapest guy here. $3,000, 18 minutes. These guys still have more minutes than him. CP3 has to battle with all these usage guys on the team. Middleton does not. He's going to come right in, and he's going to compete with Mitchell, Jimmy Butler for shots. I'm just telling you guys, it just makes more sense. So not only are they more efficient, but they're also cheaper guys, okay? They put up more shots per 36 minutes. CP3 puts up 14.2. Middleton puts up 18.1. Middleton puts up 18.1. Mitchell puts up 20.6. Again, I put up this Excel spreadsheet because it's better. It's more helpful than Roto at this point, because Roto's projecting people like James Harden. They're just probably going off of season averages, which is honestly, it's kind of like highway robbery. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the basic overview. And it's at this point, it becomes how many Giannis players can you get into your lineup that makes sense? Obviously, like, you don't want to leave too much salary on the table, but this might be a night where it kind of makes sense. So, like, if I'm building a lineup and I'm just like, I just want to build a cash lineup, let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's go to DraftKings. Actually, no, because you guys will see how much money I entered in tonight. I don't like doing that. That's private information. Finances are private. So all right, let's just talk about this. If I'm building a lineup, like a cash lineup, and this is a freebie for you guys, I'm starting Giannis at captain. I think that's going to be the most obvious play here. I'm going to put Young in there. I think, like, without a doubt, he's going to get up shots. I'm going to put Kemba Walker in there. And then it becomes who else can you shove into this lineup? So with low value guys down here, it's going to be Mitchell or Middleton. You're going to have to take a pick. I'm not really going to recommend anybody. If I had to, I would say Middleton, but Mitchell's just as good of a player. Like, he's flashy. Like, obviously, he should be putting up some good points. I mean, but then you can also go to Butler, and then, like, you're leaving way too much salary on the table. So then you have to go to the other side of the ball, and you have to pick one of these LeBron players. So LeBron, Young, Giannis are like my core three. If I had to recommend it, it's going to be Giannis, Young, and LeBron. Those are my core plays for cash. And then it becomes, who are you going to play from Giannis? Can you get one more guy in from LeBron that makes sense? Are you starting the centers from Team Giannis? Because Team Giannis does have a lot of center play, a lot of big guys. So, I mean, it depends on the rotations. That part, I don't know. I don't know how the rotations are going to work. Yes, these minutes are very... I based them off of last year, but, I mean, you're looking at guys that are going to be playing 25-plus minutes. It's probably going to be Giannis. It's going to be Young. And then it's going to be one of these rotation guys here coming off the bench, one of these guards. It's going to be Butler, Middleton, or Mitchell. If you pick one of these guys that gets over 25 minutes, good for you, okay? So I think I'm going to open it up for questions. I think I've pretty much hit the nail on the head as far as my strategy goes. If you guys go away from this, good luck. Hopefully Harden can show up for you. But again, like, he's just eating into all these high usage guys. It's going to be tough. He didn't perform last year in the exact same situation. So again, I'll go ahead and just start answering questions. I need to take a drink. Sorry. TJ's not with me, so. All right. Let's go ahead and start answering some questions. I'll open up the floor. Team LeBron will probably win tonight. So Team LeBron is favored by 6 points. But in an all-star game, obviously anything can happen, guys. I wouldn't look into that. Again, like when the Rising Stars competition happened, they Team USA beat them by 20 plus points. I think it was exactly 20 points, and Team World still covered. Like all their players still did very well, and they got me into fourth place in the GPP. So if that does happen tonight, still the price tags are way too cheap for Team Giannis. If Team Giannis can somehow win or keep it really, really close, it's going to pay off a ton for you guys if you stack these guys. The price tags just don't make sense. But with that being said, Team LeBron will probably win. You got to trust Vegas on that. Sorry, my mic does cover the entire screen. I have to work on that. Besides Giannis, Young, who do you like on Giannis's bench? So yeah, I think my favorite guys, I'm gonna have to go with Butler just because he has to be in there. Middleton and Mitchell. Honestly, these three guys, as far as fantasy points, it could go anywhere. I'm gonna probably have very limited exposure to Ingram just because of his injury. That part I'm gonna stay away from. I really don't know too much about Ingram's picture to really recommend anything on him. So I like Middleton. I like Mitchell. Lowry's just a seasoned veteran. I don't know if he's going to get that many minutes. He's not that flashy. He only gets up 14 points or 14 shots every 36 minutes. So if I had to recommend guys, it would be the shooters off the bench like Butler. It would be Middleton and Mitchell. Those are going to be the guys I'm going to recommend off of Giannis' bench. Low-key, you look like Jonas Jerebko. I have been told that many times by many people, so you're not the first. I've literally been told that by my girlfriend's dad the first time he met me. He said, you look like Jonas Jerebko. Yeah, but he doesn't play in the NBA anymore, so. Westbrook MVP. I don't think that's going to happen. Westbrook is another good play, though. I mean, if you're going to target anybody off of Team LeBron, we obviously know Westbrook's going to try to go for all the points. But again, eating him way too much usage. It's going to be tough. He's going to be competing with all these guys. All right. Should I go Harden, Davis, or Westbrook? If you have to decide between those. So I will say this about Team LeBron. If you're going to go with the most conservative guy besides LeBron, you got to look at their big guys here. You got to look at AD, Jokic, and Sabonis. They ran a very small lineup last year, so I'll show you the lineup they actually started. Let me go back to it. This was last year. It was LeBron, Kawhi, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie. There's not a single center if you want to consider LeBron or Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant played the center. So they ran a small lineup. AD is really the only true center, so they don't mind running no centers. But with that being said, I think that AD is going to play. He only played 5 minutes last year because of a lingering injury. This year, again, he has a lingering injury, but he'll be decently owned, and if I had to recommend another player other than LeBron, it would be AD. Obviously, the only real true big guy that has somewhat, of a shot. I mean, you could throw Jokic out there, but again, like, what's he gonna do? Throw the ball off the backboard and dunk it? Jokic? No, he's gonna be chucking up threes. So I mean, AD is gonna be doing the exact same thing. Sabonis, I wouldn't. I'm not high in Sabonis at all. I'm sorry I'm roasting Harden. I not only dislike Harden as a player, and I'm going to get roasted for this. My thing with being a good basketball player is that you have to be a fan, and I'm going to offend so many people here. There's probably so many people watching that are Harden fans. You have to be a great offensive player, and you also have to be a great defensive player to be considered a good basketball player. With that being said, we obviously know James Harden is the elite of the elite when it comes to offense, but he's below average at defense. I honestly have a hard time putting him in my top 10 as far as players in general. There's a reason why Houston struggles to get far into the playoffs every single year, and it's because you need defense. You need defense to win championships. That's what separates people from Kawhi and Harden and LeBron. Like, Harden's never going to be at that status just because he simply does not care on the defensive end. And I honestly think it's just I just think he just doesn't care. So I hate him as a player. And in a game where it's not a real game situation, it's going to be hard for him to show off. I mean, he doesn't really do anything too flashy other than draw fouls and drive it to the hole. So go ahead and roast me about the Harden take. That's fine. Any love for Booker? Yeah, so I do have love for Booker. I do like Booker coming off the bench because he's obviously subbing in for Dame. Dame has the injury there. Booker, it's going to be, if you look at the roster and the rotations, Booker's the really only really elite shooter coming off the bench. You look at CP3, okay. Simmons obviously doesn't shoot. Tatum shoots. Westbrook isn't a good shooter, but he'll put up some shots. I like Booker because he's the only true 3-point shooter. He's going to be putting up a lot of shots off the bench. So I do like him. I just don't like him as much as the Giannis players. I'll say that. I like him. I do like Booker. He'll make it into some of my lineups for sure. Westbrook off the bench for GPP. Yeah, I mean, I don't want. Again, I know all of you guys are looking at your lineups right now and you're constructing them, and you're like, wow, this is really hard to put all these Giannis people in here and then also pay up for a LeBron guy. This doesn't really make much sense in my head because I'm leaving so much on the table. So I get it. I get that you're asking these questions, but again, try to avoid the LeBron players. Try to avoid a lot of them because, again, it's just going to be tough. If you have to put them in there for GPP, just make sure you have a lot of GPPs where you're covering a lot of the bases as far as LeBron players. Okay, don't like throw one lineup in there and then put 2 LeBron players for Giannis and the guys on LeBron's team be Doncic and CP3. It's just not going to make any sense whatsoever. Yeah, so Sabonis, MVP, and Harden, absolutely no. For FanDuel, who do you recommend for MVP, Pro, and Star? I've seen a lot of Giannis and Young combos. I've been liking the builds that I've been getting in my DMs. So for FanDuel, if you put Giannis at the MVP and then you come back with Young, I believe you can get some value plays in there as well. Out of Mitchell, Butler, and Middleton, if you had to pick one. For one lineup, I'd say Mitchell. For GPPs, it's a toss-up. Again, like Mitchell showed up last year. I believe he could do it again. This team this year for Giannis has even less usage than last year. So Mitchell could definitely show up for sure. I really do like Mitchell, but again, like you're leaving a lot of salary on the table. It's going to scare you guys. I don't know how the minutes are going to go for these guys. I really don't. I can only project them, but if Ingram is coming back from an ankle injury, they're going to definitely limit him. Like last year, there were a couple players who got 4 or 5 minutes, and that one of those players was AD. So I could definitely see that be a possibility for Ingram. Don't roast me for the minutes, guys. Like if Mitchell only ends up playing 12 minutes, I'm going to get roasted. It's fine. I'm just saying for their price tags, it makes a lot of sense to take the risk on these guys. 3,200 and 3,400. Again, if they're playing upwards, Middleton played 22 minutes last year. That's what I'm saying. Start with the starters from Giannis and build from there. So start with your Giannis, start with your Walkers, your Youngs, and then build down. And I haven't gotten this question yet. I probably got it in the chat. I haven't read down. Should you guys be starting any big guys from Team Giannis? I don't mind it. It's just, again, like you're looking at their roster here, and they have They have Adebayo, and they have Gobert coming off the bench, so it's kind of hard to see how many minutes they will get. Will one of these big guys play 5 minutes? I hope, because that leaves more room for Embiid and Siakam to get a run. Like I said, Embiid played 23 minutes last year, so he should play about the same minutes again. Like the big guys don't play as minutes in general. Embiid or Siakam? That's a great question, and I'm still deciding that for myself. Embiid's going to be higher owned. Siakam's going to be lower owned. Siakam's been running the floor a lot this year. I could see him being a good all-star player. I really could. So, take your pick. I'd say Siakam for upside. Thoughts on Booker from a snub standpoint? It's kind of hard to rank him. I mean, like this year he's played better than CP3 and even Lowry. So yeah, I mean, I dislike the fact that he didn't get in. He didn't play better than Lillard though. Lillard's been unreal this year. Yeah, I mean, if players are concerned about them getting snubbed in an All-Star game, they got wrong priorities. All right. How much time do you think CP3 will actually get? Any good at all for GPP? I'll tell you this. I'm going to avoid CP3 tonight. All right, because like I said, he's a veteran. Same thing with like Lowry. Like they've been here, they've done that. They're just here for the fun. I don't know if they're going to play heavy minutes. I don't think they are. They shouldn't. Embiid or Kawhi? Kawhi played 19 minutes last All-Star game. I'm not going to be on Kawhi that much. Again, load management. They've got special requests from their teams. So Paul George, a good punt player, captain, or even a good play. Paul George isn't in the player pool. Chris Paul. Yeah, so I just talked about Chris Paul. Okay. Slothy said blocking you now. Step back travel. Yeah, a lot. I'll give Harden this. He knows how to play this system. He knows how to score. I love Harden for DFS. I just don't like him as a player. I would never want Harden on my Spurs. I don't think Popovich would either. Start Siakam. Yeah, Siakam's a good play. How many bench guys from Team Giannis is too many? Well, I have to see the rest of your lineup. Like, I know for a fact that I have 2 bench players in a couple of my lineups. So I'd say 2. 2's fine. What about Simmons and Embiid on different teams? You mean competing against each other? I mean, I like Simmons from like a flashy perspective. We obviously know he's not going to shoot the ball, but he was aggressive last season in the All-Star game. I don't hate Simmons. Again, like if he's your last spot, sure, but don't build your team around Simmons. I would say tonight, do not worry about the salary, except for in cash. In cash, everybody's going to have a lineup that's going to be really close to your 50,000 mark. So try to get as close as you can to that in cash where it makes sense. Maybe even spread it out. So go 4 Giannis, 2 LeBrons, because you'll beat the guys out that start 3 LeBrons. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously leaving a lot on the table is going to make more sense this year, especially in this game. Do you like Tatum? Tatum isn't bad. I have a feeling he's either going to get no minutes or he's going to get a decent amount of minutes. And it's not going to be... he's not going to get, like... I don't know. It's tough because the rotation looks weird. They have... like, it depends on how... It really depends on how many minutes Kawhi is going to get. Because if it's anything like last year, I love Tatum. Because he's obviously going to be a direct sub, Simmons or him. And he's going to get a ton of minutes. But... I don't know. Again, like I'm avoiding Tatum over some of these other players on Giannis. I keep saying that same thing. Better captain, Giannis or LeBron? I have both. It's tough because if I was a betting man, I would put Giannis as a MVP this year. But obviously, Team LeBron is going to win. So I think from a DFS perspective, Giannis is going to put more DK points. So I would say Giannis is the better captain. He's a more optimal one. But like LeBron could definitely put up more points. I could see that. But I think Giannis is going to. If I had to put up my own projections, I think Giannis is going to. Giannis, Young, Siakam, Walker, Butler, Booker, good GPP. I have that exact lineup for one of mine. Lowry or Mitchell? Mitchell. Any low-owned studs on Team LeBron? Booker's going to be decently owned. A very low-owned stud, and I've kind of... I'd say my favorites, like low-owned guys, like all these guys up top are going to be high-owned, so I'm going to avoid the top there. Maybe Westbrook. I think Westbrook could go low-owned. Could stay in, could get a nice little run, especially if he hits his shots. I'll say Westbrook. Are you fine with leaving 2K on the table for single entry GPP? Nah, I wouldn't do that. I would get a little bit closer. I mean, it depends on how big this single entry is. If it's a really big single entry, then yeah, go ahead and leave it to kind of differentiate yourself. But if it's a smaller one, go ahead and try and make it optimal. Try to get as close to that 50,000 as you can where it makes sense. For a safe cash, Giannis, Trey, LeBron, Middleton, Kemba, Siakam, very safe. I like that. That's one of my lineups. I touched base on Tatum a lot already. Tatum, I'm unsure of Tatum. I'm going to probably avoid him just because I am unsure of his minutes. 5 Giannis and LeBron himself good. Yep. I think you guys are starting to pick my brain. Westbrook 20 plus minutes make him a good play. Yeah, I mean, like, Westbrook could definitely snap, especially coming off the bench. You gotta look at who he's coming in for here. So, if they sub everybody out at once, it's gonna be Westbrook, Booker, Jokic, Simmons. Like, Westbrook's gonna probably have the highest usage on that second unit. So he could definitely do well. Daily fantasy is proven to have a very good edge. You can make a good profit off of DFS, where betting isn't as profitable in the long run. So I consider betting. Betting is something I feel like I can't control. With DFS, I can definitely control if you dig in deep enough, obviously. Yes, there's injuries and stuff, but you guys get it. Rather die with Giannis. Yep. Okay. MVP Giannis, star LeBron, pro Trey. There you go. Per FanDuel. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so I will go ahead and wrap it up. It's about 30 minutes till start time. They said they could move it back, so be aware of that. Don't panic though. I'm gonna actually make sure they haven't moved it forward. I highly doubt they do something like that. How many people would be rioting the front of DraftKings corporate building if that happened? If it just like randomly shot to 7:30 right now? Yeah, it's still at 8 o'clock. So start time's at 8. We have about 30 minutes. Absolutely. Thank you guys. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Thank you, BKeen95 for the sub. Thank you so much. Where's Carl? We need Carl for good luck. All right? All right. I'll go ahead and get the corgi. Hold on. I'll get the corgi in just a second. Yes, we have the advantage. Absolutely. Good luck, guys. You're off to go pray. All right, I'll grab the corgi for good luck, because the last time we did that, we had almost a GPP takedown. I'll go ahead and get him. Per your request. Oh, he's so confused. So this is the troublemaker from last stream. I swear he's grown already. Twice his size. He looks terrified. Well, let me get it. There he is. We got him. Keeps getting in front of it. We got him 2 weeks ago. It's 12 weeks, so he's 14. Oh. They're good luck charm. Alright. There you go. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and look for any more questions, and then we'll go ahead and get off. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Mitchell or Middleton better for safe play? I wish I knew. I have them both in different lineups. So I think the safer play is going to be Middleton. Just because he's shown that he obviously shoots a lot in all-star games and just in general. But Mitchell puts up more shots in the regular season, so he could easily be a better play. I can't really decide. I'm going to go with Middleton as safer, but Mitchell could easily be a better play. Simmons in or out? Are you talking about actually in or out, or just like out of my lineup. I don't have too much exposure to Simmons. Giannis, Braun, Young, Butler, Middleton, and Embiid. I like that. I like that. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off. Thank you so much for the support. Again, this is a huge edge tonight. If you have to stack Giannis, you can get away with it in cash if you stack 4 and go 2 with Team LeBron. I mentioned some of my favorite LeBron players, but again, GPPs, be very aggressive. You can get away with stacking 2 in there too, but just make sure you have a lot of Giannis players throughout your lineups. All right? All right, guys. With that being said, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you Monday morning, and we have some more content out for you guys. So good luck tonight, and let's cash.